Morning News. Good morning, I'm Abhishek Mukhopadhyay. The headlines. Budget session of Parliament to begin today with President Droupadi Murmu's address to joint sitting of both houses. Enforcement Directorate to question Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren in the Ranchi today in connection with an illegal sale of army land. 15 PFI and SDPI members sentenced to death for killing BJP leader at Alappuzha in Kerala. International Monetary Fund upgrades India's GDP growth rate to 6.7% for the current financial year. Indian Navy rescues 19 Pakistani nationals from Somali pirates in Gulf of Aden. And Khelo India Youth Games to conclude in Chennai this evening. The budget session of Parliament will commence this morning with an address by President Droupadi Murmu to the joint sitting of both the houses of Parliament. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will present the interim budget tomorrow. The session will continue till the 9th of February. Ahead of the session, the government yesterday convened an all-party meeting to ensure smooth functioning of both the houses. Speaking to media after the meeting, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Prehlad Joshi said the government is ready for discussion on all issues as per the direction of the chair.
राष्ट्रपति अभिभाषण के ऊपर धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव के ऊपर चर्चा होगा। उसके बाद इंटीरियम बजट होगा, जम्मू एंड कश्मीर का बजट होगा और इमरजेंसी कुछ बिल आता है तो वो भी बिल हम ले आने के लिए प्रस्ताव रखा है। और जो चर्चा स्पीकर और चेयरमैन अनुमति देगा प्रोसीजर के आधार पर, रूल्स के आधार पर, सभी मुद्दे पर चर्चा के लिए सरकार तैयार है। लेकिन सुचारू रूप से सदन चलना है। हमने ये भी निवेदन किया है कि कृपया जो प्लेकार्ड लेके, तटिया लेके अंदर नहीं आना चाहिए।
Speaking to media after the meeting, Congress leader Pramod Tiwari said they raised the issues related to the alleged attack on the federal structure during the meeting. The meeting was attended by union ministers and leaders of several other parties. Our correspondent has filed this report.
Several leaders from the opposition attended the all-party meeting called by the government ahead of the budget session. During the meeting, the centre has assured the leaders of various political parties that the government is ready to discuss every issue. As this was the smallest session of parliament, the focus will be on the presidential address as well as the presentation of interim union budget. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will be India's first full-time women finance minister who will present her sixth budget on Thursday. After the first 2 days, the discussion would begin in both houses on the reply to the motion of thanks to the presidential address, followed by the deliberation on the interim budget, which will be a vote on account. With Adarsh Kumar, Sanjeev Jasrotia, Akashvani News, Delhi.
Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha have revoked the suspension of 14 MPs who were penalised during the last parliament session. These MPs has been suspended for disrupting the session during the winter session last month. The Enforcement Directorate will question Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren in Ranchi today as a part of the money laundering case probe linked to an alleged land scam. Yesterday, Jharkhand Mukti Morcha Chief Hemant Soren chaired a meeting with MLAs of his ruling coalition. He held 2 rounds of meetings with alliance legislators at his residence to discuss the current political situation in the state. On Monday, ED officials visited Hemant Soren's residence in Delhi to question him. The central agency seized 2 cars and 36 lakh rupees cash but did not find the JMM leader. Following this, BJP MP Nishikant Dubey alleged that the Jharkhand CM is absconding and there is a proposal to make his wife the chief minister of the state. The Enforcement Directorate questioned former Deputy Bihar Chief Minister and RJD leader Tejasvi Prasad Yadav in connection with land for job scam yesterday. The interrogation was held at the regional office of the central agency in Patna. Tight security arrangements were made at the ED office in view of a large number of supporters and RJD leaders gathered outside the premises. Sources said a team of 12 members of ED officers questioned Tejasvi Yadav to collect further evidence in the case. The central agency is investigating the case of money laundering on the basis of a charge sheet filed by the CBI against him. ED had issued the summons to Tejasvi in the case on the 19th of this month. The alleged land for job scam is related to the period 2004 to 2009 when Lalu Prasad was the railway minister in the UPA government. In Kerala, 15 members of the banned Popular Front of India PFI and its political wing, Social Democratic Party of India SDPI, were sentenced to death yesterday for killing local BJP leader Ranjit Srinivasan. Mavelikara Additional Sessions Judge V.G. Sridevi found that amongst these 15 convicts, 8 entered the house of the BJP leader, 4 stood outside the house as guards, and 3 were involved in the conspiracy. BJP State Secretary of OBC Morcha, Ranjit Srinivasan, was brutally killed on the 19th of December in 2021 in front of his wife, mother and daughter at his home at Velakinar in Alappuzha town with sharp weapons. In Chhattisgarh, 3 security personnel were killed and 14 others were injured in a Maoist attack in tribal Bastar region yesterday. A joint team of CRPF, Special Task Force and District Reserve Guard was patrolling in the border area of Bijapur and Sukma districts in the Bastar division of Chhattisgarh. Maoists ambushed the security forces team near Tekalgudam village in Jagargunda area. The Jawans also retaliated. 3 security personnel were killed in this encounter. Meanwhile, 14 Jawans were also injured. The injured Jawans airlifted to Raipur for treatment. A camp was also set up by the security forces in this Maoist-affected area. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts. International Monetary Fund IMF has increased its GDP growth estimate for India to 6.7% for the current financial year. It is 40 basis points higher than its previous forecast of 6.3%. In its latest World Economic Outlook report, IMF also raised India's upward medium-term GDP growth to 6.5%, a 20 basis point upgrade from its October 2023 forecast for years 2025-2026. The IMF said results reflect a strong public investment and positive labour market outcome. The IMF said India will narrow its current account deficit projection for financial year 24 from 1.8% of GDP to 1.6%. The agency said India continues to be the fastest growing economy among the major economies of the world. In financial year 23, India's GDP had expanded by 7.2% over the previous year. Union Minister of Women and Child Development Smriti Irani and Union Minister of Labour and Employment Bhupender Yadav jointly released an advisory for employees yesterday to promote women workforce participation. It was released at an event organised on women in the workforce for Viksit Bharat in the national capital. The advisory strongly encourages large and MSME employers to create common working facilities, dormitories or dedicated working women hostels for an incredible female workforce. Speaking on the occasion, Union Minister Smriti Irani appreciated the Ministry of Labour for bringing out this advisory and said that it is mandated in it that every employer will have to transfer the wages of the women workers engaged at construction sites in the bank accounts. Speaking on the occasion, Union Minister Bhupender Yadav said that women labour workforce participation rate has increased by 13% to 37% in 2022-23 in comparison to 2017-18. The Indian Navy's warship INS Sumitra has carried out a second successful anti-piracy operation, rescuing 19 crew members and a vessel from armed Somali pirates in the Arabian Sea. According to a statement of the Indian Navy, INS Sumitra thwarted the pirates' attempt of FV Iman off the east coast of Somalia, rescuing fishing vessel El Naimi and 19 Pakistani nationals from 11 Somali pirates. The operation was carried out after INS Sumitra safely rescued the Iranian-flagged fishing vessel Iman from Somali pirates. INS Sumitra had 17 crew members on board in its anti-piracy operation along the east coast of Somalia and the Gulf of Aden on Sunday night. The Indian Navy said its warship INS Sumitra intercepted the vessel and acted in accordance with the established SOPs to coerce the pirates for the safe release of the crew along with the boat. The Navy said the rescue of hijacked vessels through swift, persistent and relentless efforts by mission-deployed Indian Navy warship in the southern Arabian Sea, approximately 850 nautical miles west of Kochi. Foreign Secretary Vinay Mohan Quatra met Prime Minister of Bhutan, sharing top gear yesterday. They discussed multifaceted cooperation between India and Bhutan. Foreign Secretary is on a 3-day official visit to Bhutan, which began on Monday. During the visit, Foreign Secretary Quatra also held bilateral consultations with Foreign Secretary of Bhutan, Om Pema Chodden, on a wide range of issues on mutual cooperation between both the countries in space, energy, trade, technology, economic ties, and people-to-people ties. The India Meteorological Department IMD has forecast widespread rainfall and snowfall over the western Himalayan region in the upcoming few days. The IMD said these conditions will be present today in parts of Jammu, Kashmir, Ladakh, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand and will continue for the next 5 days. It has predicted moderate to widespread rainfall over parts of Delhi, Punjab and Haryana, along with strong and chilly winds around the speed of 30 to 40 km per hour. Rainfall is also expected in pockets of West Bengal and northeast India for the next 6 days, along with hailstorm expected in Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim and West Bengal. IMD has predicted dense to very dense fog over parts of Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, Bihar and Odisha in the morning hours today. In Jammu and Kashmir, the higher reaches and several other places across the Union Territory experienced much awaited snowfall. The Jammu region witnessed rain yesterday, due to which a long dry spell came to an end. Jammu and several other places are witnessing rainfall since yesterday afternoon. 8 flights and 9 trains were delayed in Jammu yesterday due to poor visibility and foggy weather conditions in some parts of the northern region. The chopper service was also affected for several hours due to bad weather at Katra Mata Vaishno Devi. The Met Department forecast widespread light to moderate rain in Jammu region and snow over Kashmir during the next 24 hours. On to sports, the 6th edition of the Khelo India Youth Games will come to a close this evening. Union Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports Anurag Singh Thakur will attend the closing ceremony to be held in Chennai. The games began on the 19th of this month. Over 5,600 sportspersons attended the event from all over the country. The sporting events were held at Coimbatore, Madurai and Tiruchi, apart from Chennai, Maharashtra, tops the medals tally with 150 medals including 53 gold, 46 silver and 51 bronze. The Indian men's hockey team secured a convincing 9-4 victory against Kenya at the 5th and 8th place match of the FIH Hockey Fives Men's World Cup Oman 2024 in Muscat. Uttam Singh netted a hat-trick while Manjeet, Pawan Rajbhar and Mandeep Moore, Mohammad Rahil and Gurjot Singh scored goals for India. For Kenya, Moses Ademba and captain Ivan Ludiali were the goal scorers. Right from the start, India took control of the game, challenging Kenya's goalkeeper multiple times in the initial minutes. Despite Kenya's efforts to counter-attack, India maintained aggressive play. The breakthrough for India came when Uttam Singh and Manjeet scored, giving India an early lead. And now, for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Tanvi Khurana.
Thank you, Abhishek. IMF raised India's FY25 GDP growth forecast to 6.5%, leads Business Standard. Political turmoil in Jharkhand, says The Pioneer. The paper speculates that Enforcement Directorate likely to arrest Soren. Wife may take oath as Chief Minister. INS Sumitra rescues 19 Pakistani sailors, nabs pirates, reports Hindustan Times. Imran Khan ex-FM Qureshi get 10-year jail in Pakistan's Cypher case, informs the Asian Age. The Hindu quoting Defence Minister Rajnath Singh says India-US ties will make the democratic world order stronger. On the situation in Maldives, the Tribune writes, Moitsu government moves Supreme Court to block impeachment. And finally, in a first ever survey, it has been found that India has 718 snow leopards, reports the Times of India. And with that, it's back to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, Tanvi. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Budget session of Parliament to begin today with President Droupadi Murmu's address to joint sitting of both houses. Enforcement Directorate to question Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren in Ranchi today in connection with an illegal sale of army land. 15 PFI and SDPI members sentenced to death for killing BJP leader at Alappuzha in Kerala. International Monetary Fund upgrades India's GDP growth rate to 6.7% for the current financial year. Indian Navy rescues 19 Pakistani nationals from Somali pirates in Gulf of Aden. And Khelo India Youth Games to conclude in Chennai this evening. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.